Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kodash, double honor, son to the elder apostles at Great Millstone, for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, I see a lot of Israelites, of course, people, so-called, Afro people and stuff like that in America, South America, Europe, and stuff like that, talking about, they backing up Ukraine and stuff like that. You have no idea what you're talking about. First and foremost, I'm going to just show the headlines. All you need to do is type this here, black people on Ukraine or in Ukraine. Anyway, so black students, these are people from West Africa, so they're Israelites, alleged racism during escape from Ukraine. Our African students in Ukraine are leading their own rescue efforts. Why? Because they want to leave Ukraine, but these devils, they want to keep them there in order for them to go fight front line for a country that hates them. People of color struggle to escape Russian invasion of Ukraine. Ukraine rejects claims of discrimination by border guards and says it operates on a first-come, first-served basis. Of course, that's what the devil says because they have snake tongue. You got to remember you're dealing with the race of Satan. You're dealing with Edomites. You should never forget, just like how they never forgive and forget Hitler, you should do the same. But then again, you a Negro, you're stupid. That's what the Lord said. In the book of Isaiah chapter 1, it shows it. You're stupid. Ezekiel chapter 2 also, you're stupid. You need to be guided. You're dumb. That's why these elites, they have something that's called, you're stupid. You're goyams to them. You're cattle. You need to be led. Idiots. More African students decree racism at Ukraine border. Yeah. Nigerian students in Ukraine, they said black people should walk. Right. Or fight. Okay. So now I'm going to go over here. It says here. They face racism. Okay. Russian invasion of Ukraine shows racism. Because they want them to fight. You know what? I'll put just type this in Google. Now, going back over here. How many neo-Nazi is the U.S. backing in Ukraine? You don't see the pretty pictures, right? But I got a video of it. Not all the members of the Ukraine ultra-nationalist militants, the U.S. is training, have SS tattoos. And if you don't know what SS tattoos is, it's like this lightning bolt thing. Right. Yeah, this one. The hate symbols. Because you have to understand that all these Edomite groups, you have this, I think this is the Black Sun or whatever, something like that. They have the SS, they have the swastika, they have the KKK, they have all these tattoos showing you that they hate you. But what do our people have as tattoos? They have tattoos showing that they hate themselves. I think what is blood, whatever. And then you have the C. You got the, blood killer or CK, whatever, man. What the fuck ever. Right? And not all espouse fascism, but enough to do some worries, to be worrisome. Of course, here I'm gonna put this link in the description box. I just go to the, to the articles and stuff like that. Who want to enlist? Was this journalist poisoned by Putin's private army? This is this guy called, because he was exposing a lot of things, and of course I looked him up here, and he was saying here on here, stop the disinformation. Right? He said, stop the disinformation. And because he was a journalist, but I think from France. Of course, this is France. But going back to over here, here. One of the most influential and hostile critics of the infamous Wagner group, sometimes known as Putin's private army, died in suspicious circumstances earlier this year. 3 sources close to him have told the Daily Beast that they believe he was poisoned. 2 friends of and a relative of Jean Sinclair Maka, okay, I'm not gonna try. Gaboskoto, Gobosokoto? Gebosekoto? Something like that. Bosokoto, this guy. Here, you can see. He's a journalist. Say, the late journalist told associates he was meeting with an unarmed individual connected to both the Central African Republic government and the Wagner Group at a restaurant in the hours before he died. The person he had dinner with is someone very close to the Russians. One of this guy's closest friend told the Daily Beast. He was speaking on conditions of anonymity, meaning staying anonymous, as he feared he could be targeted by the Russians. His wife, who was with him when he died, said at first he complained of feeling extremely weak and felt like vomiting, and later he began to convulse, with frothy saliva gushing out of his mouth. It's okay. Okay. The rest you can read for yourself if you have the time. I will put the link in the description box. The fact that the government didn't want an autopsy shows it had something to hide, right? So going on. Now, mind you, this is another dark-skinned man that got himself in that trouble. You know, trying to, work for these devils. You have to understand we're not on their side. You know what I'm saying? So now going to over here. Where is it? Right. Oh yeah, that video. Let me put that video out there. Wait, where is it? Here, neo-Nazis. It shows here.
We're talking about Victoria Nuland, the top U.S. diplomat for Europe.
Nuland said, "Fuck the UK." That's what the EU. Sorry, but anyway, let them talk, because they're gonna make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All we need to do is sit on the sideline and tell you about the prophecies that's mentioned in the Bible, because a lot of prophecies is gonna be opened up right here. Check this out.
Assistant Secretary, this is about a phone. We're talking about Victoria Nuland, the top U.S. diplomat for Europe. Assistant Secretary, this is about a phone call she was having with the U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine, Jeff Pyatt. And I got to say, for a diplomatic reporter like me, it was a fascinating conversation.
He's now gotten both Sari and Ban Ki-moon to agree that Sari could come in Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
So that would be great, I think, to help glue this thing and have the UN help glue it. And, the EU.
Audio of Assistant Secretary of State Victoria Nuland apparently dictating who the U.S. wanted in and out of the supposedly grassroots-supported
Look at these eyes, man. Like, I see Satan, but sorry about that. I won't stop the video again.
interim government only came as who the U.S. wanted in and out of the supposedly grassroots-supported interim government only came as a surprise to those who did not believe Washington or its allies in the Washington Consensus were actively involved with the ongoing protests in the country.
Right. If you believe that these Americans have nothing to do with the protests that are going on in Ukraine, you're delusional. Just like how they had it in Iraq. Oh yeah, I said I won't stop, but yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't expecting to stop. Let me just go on. The video I wasn't expecting.
As did the revelation of her admission last December that the U.S. had already pumped $5 billion into the funding of the Ukrainian opposition.
Since Ukraine's independence in 1991, the United States has supported Ukrainians as they build democratic skills and institutions, as they promote civic participation and good governance, all of which are preconditions for Ukraine to achieve its European aspirations. We've invested over $5 billion to assist Ukraine in these and other goals that will ensure a secure and prosperous and democratic Ukraine.
As did the appearance of confirmed terrorist supporter John McCain at a rally with the leader of the Ukrainian neo-Nazi Svoboda party leader. As did the appointment of a central banker as the interim prime minister and his immediate announcement that the country was in talks with the US, EU, and IMF for emergency loans.
Ukraine's acting Prime Minister Artemy Yatsenyuk said on Friday he is determined to comply with conditions set by the International Monetary Fund in exchange for loans. An IMF mission is due in Kiev next week for talks with Ukraine's de facto leaders, who have said the heavily indebted country needs at least $35 billion to stave off bankruptcy.
as did the appearance of a slick new viral propaganda video in English promoting the supposedly grassroots uprising, which was immediately exposed as finding its inspiration in Council on Foreign Relations member Larry Diamond, who has worked closely with the same NED and USAID that were linked to the 2004 Orange Revolution.
And that Orange Revolution was another bullshit also, where they poisoned one of those candidates, 2014. You can check that out if you have the time.
You know, I think some of that might be important context to what's going on in Ukraine today, when
Yes.
you have literal State Department stooge Victoria Nuland, aka Mrs. Robert Kagan, one of the co-founders of PNAC, out there literally handing out cookies to protesters on the street there in Ukraine, and oh, by the way, handing them $5 billion in aid to help overthrow their government. I think that might be an important part of this puzzle. And it's funny, I saw even people in the comments in the last New World Next Week quibbling about the phrase, oh, neo-Nazi, oh, Antifa. Antifa just throws that around to anyone these days. No, we're talking about literal swastika flag waving, SS rune helmet wearing, literal avowed master race supporting neo-Nazis, literal neo-Nazis in, for example, the Azov battalion that, oh, by the way, likes to post on their social media about welcoming NATO commanders and showing them around, led by U.S. representatives. And NBC News likes to put their photo ops up and promote them as, wow, look at, Ukrainians getting into the fighting spirit with this grandma in this Azov battalion helmet. Let's see if she's wearing the SS rune. Maybe she is, but NBC News doesn't care about any of that for some reason when it comes to reporting on this story. So, yeah, I do think these are important pieces of the puzzle to understand what is really happening in Ukraine right now. And, in fact, this is not the ancient history of 2014. This is happening today. In fact,
You see, this is not 2014 because they did it back then, but this is now 2022.
fresh off the newswire, I just saw this report from thinktankwatch.com. Ukrainian lobbyists flood U.S. think tanks, which reads in part, as tensions with Russia reach a...
It's going to stop. As tensions with Russia reach a boiling point, lobbyists from Ukraine are working feverishly to shape the U.S. response. But what they're doing is basically they're doing a... But anyway, right. So, how many neo-Nazis are there? They're not really going to show you the pretty pictures, but we have it because they make it their own tongue to fall upon themselves. Because you have to understand, so, wait a minute. You know that these devils, they always go crazy when somebody is doing some Nazi symbolism and stuff like that. So it says here, AliExpress was caught selling Nazi figures. It wasn't freaking AliExpress. It was an Edomite on their platform, on their site, selling these things, Lego figures and stuff like that, with the SS thing, insignia that I just showed you. Nazi soldiers with the SS thing. These are the Lego figures that was being sold of Hitler and Nazi soldiers with the SS thing. AliExpress pulls Lego Nazis from site after outrage. Outrage from who? Of course, these people. These Edomites, these Amalekites, Adut Sheva, right? Also known in English as Israeli National News. Those are the ones that got a problem with according to these people, with the neo. So they basically, they had a problem with them selling these articles that represent those things, and these were just Lego figures. How much more when actual real soldiers with the SS single insignia and signals and stuff like that, symbols, actually I wanted to say. How much more should they then boycott them for having actual real Nazi soldiers with the SS symbols? Right, funny, eh? Because you gotta understand, you're dealing with the race of devils. Don't underestimate Satan. They're liars, hypocrites. They will do anything and everything possible just to basically blind you. Now, boycott after Nazi symbols, hold 10 chains. These are just examples. Faces calls for boycott after CPAC stage, whatever, Hyatt Hotel, okay, after Nazi symbolism, right? Critics have threatened the to boycott the hotel chain for allowing CPAC organizers to build a stage that resembles a Nordic, whatever, and what is that? That's this, one of another sign that Esau has to show you their hatred towards you. And what do our people have? Niggas crip, what's up, what's up? Shit like that. Showing signs and tattoos of you hating yourself. Right. So, and that goes for the MS-13 and other groups that are fighting amongst each other and stuff like that. So now you have here, Coughlin offers the Ukraine flag with a Nazi symbol. Customers call for a boycott. What's the shit? You ain't gonna boycott shit. What you gonna do is you gonna comply with what the elites have to say. It don't matter to them. You see, they don't care. It's all about this. What is the war in Ukraine about? It's all about this, right?
But okay, let's put this in.
Wait. Let me read all this. Like I said, they make it their own tongue to fall upon themselves. Now, let me go read here first, right? So it says here, Archive find confirms Russian view of NATO's eastward expansion. Now, if you don't know what that means, then check this out. Here you have Berlin, which is Germany. I'm here, by the way. No tiny. Okay, now here's the line, right? Where they were supposed to act. Oh, no, wait, sorry. Here's the line where they were supposed to actually let everything to the Rush. Sorry, here. Here, basically. Here. Right. Yeah, that's about it. Here's the line where they actually was supposed to draw the line, right? For the expansion toward the east. And if you don't know, that was the east that I just showed. This is the east, toward the east, from the Western West Europe. Now it says here, we have made it clear that we will not expand NATO beyond Elbe. So what is Elbe and where is Elbe? Elbe, oh yeah, this is the Caucasus Mountains, by the way. Georgia, Russia, right? As you can see, it's a part of Russia. Anyway, so going on, and then you hear, you have Turkey, of course, which is very close to because they're Khazar. A modern name for their name is Khazarian Empire, but we know them as Amalek. But going on, same thing with the Israelis. Now, where's Elba? Elba is, you could say, here, but I have other pictures, of course, to be more specific. As you can see here, this is the river Elba, the river. It separates a little bit land from each other and stuff like that, but it's still, because Berlin is still part of Germany, Berlin. And here you can see the Elba River, right? I should just show, which is this here. Pretty place. We're gonna take that. By the way, I'm coveting the land that they coveted and stole from the Japhetic people, and we're gonna own this. I want it, So, not specifically this region because you have brothers in Germany, GMS too. But then anyway, we gonna handle with each other for that, right? So. Here you have, of course, the Elba, which is then, wait, do I have another pretty picture? Basically here, you saw the picture. See, what the hell did I just do? Sorry. Basically here, you saw the pretty pictures. Sorry, here, as you can see, but going on. We have made it clear we will not expand NATO beyond Elbe, wrote German diplomat Jürgen Kroebach of a March 1991 meeting of the United States, Britain, France, and Germany. This document confirms Russia's view of eastward enlargements. Right, because the Russians, this Putin dude, he says like, hey man, what are you doing? You're getting closer and closer to my border. I don't want that. That you broke the treaty. You broke the agreement that we had in 1991. What are you doing? So now I'm going to invade here and take back my property, which you are coming way too close to. I don't want you to come too close here. But anyway, going on. Now it says here, a note from the British National Archives, which has only just surfaced, supports the Russian claim that the West violated promises made in 1990, beyond 90, a year before 1991, with NATO's eastward expansion. This is reported by the Mirror, which is a news outlet. U.S. political scientist Joshua, whatever, found the doc. He found it like it was lost, really, which was formerly classified as secret. Yeah, that's why he found it, because it was secret, classified as secret. It is about a meeting of the political directors of the foreign ministers of the USA, Great Britain, France, and Germany in Bonn on March 6, 1991. The topic was the security of Poland and other Eastern European countries, which I just showed, which I can show right here. Here, Poland and other Eastern European countries, which are these: Croatia, not Greece, Serbia, Bulgaria, here, which these are the others of that is all connected to Russia, because there was the USSR right here, and this part too. Right, I don't think Greece was a part of that. I'm not sure. Let me leave it at that. But I don't think Greece was a part of that. Greece was a part of Europe, like EU. Yeah, this is Europe too, but you know, they're divided against each other, which is beautiful. I freaking like that. You know, just like how they love it when our people murder each other, the Bloods and the Crips and stuff like that. But it's all good. Let me go on. Now it says here, a political director heads the political department in the foreign ministry and is regarded as the foreign minister's closet advisor. Bond's representative Jürgen Biller said at the time, "We made it clear in the 2+4 negotiations that we would not expand NATO beyond Elbe. We can therefore not offer NATO membership to Poland and the others." Right, this is what they said to each other in 1991, 1990, and 1991. The British, French, and Americans also rejected NATO membership from the East, for the East Europeans. Now it says, by the way, this website was translated from the German into the English. So yeah, you should do the same once I put it in the description box. "We have made it clear to the Soviet Union in 2+4 talks and elsewhere that we will not take advantage of the withdrawal of Soviet troops from Eastern Europe." Right, because they was all up in here. They was all up in here, right? The Russian troops, which is here, they was all up in here. As soon as they withdrew, then these devils, they saw a chance, like, fuck it, let's still go. And still plant mindsets, things in the population, the people, they're mined through a $5 billion backups and stuff like that, you know, different type of things that they push there, their propaganda. So it says, 2 years later, the Americans corrected their politics, like they made a mistake. According to them, they made a mistake, yeah. But the fact that they said correct is funny, because the guy is also going to mention it. If you found it funny too, I find it funny too. Corrected? Like corrective surgery, right? you know, and you chop off your penis and make it to a girl. Oh, I'm corrected now. Wow. How happy I be. So, when you talk about Ukraine and stuff like that, boy, you don't know what you're talking about, man. I see a few jakes. Yeah, man, what's happening to the Ukrainian people is horrible, man. You speak like a cake, man. You don't know what the hell you're talking about, man. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You have no idea. The death of the Minsk agreement and the onset of many a speech, right? Fucking egomaniac thug asshole is fabricating the most cockamamie bullshit reason to invade another country, and he is going to destabilize the entire region without giving two shits about the rest of what the rest of the world thinks. Excuse me, sir, but are you talking about Putin or every single U.S. President since Truman? You see? Because people are getting hip to the shit. But the funny part is, there goes the media. Here comes the media to marry you into their bullshit, you know, by sweet talking you. Now, like I said, I'm going to leave all these links in the description box so you can check them out for yourself. So let me go to the video.
But okay, let's put this in perspective, because here's the rub. There's an interesting thing that is bubbling under the surface that I've already pointed to a couple of times, but I think is more important than the mainstream media and the establishment mouthpieces and lapdogs of the State Department and their wealthy funders would have you believe. It relates, in fact, interestingly, to what timing an incredible new find from Der Spiegel, who unearthed just a few days ago some interesting documents and announced a major discovery, namely that a document proving what has long been officially denied is now out in the open, that NATO absolutely deceived Russia about its eastward expansion throughout the 1990s. And that report reads in part through translation, so this is maybe a bit clunky, but it says, "We have made it clear that we will not expand NATO beyond the Elbe," wrote German diplomat Jürgen Kroberg of a March 1991 meeting of the United States, Britain, France, and Germany. This document confirms Russia's view of eastward enlargement of NATO. A note from the British National Archives, which has only just surfaced, supports the Russian claim that the West violated promises made in 1990 with NATO's eastward expansion. Bond's representative Jürgen Kroberg said at the time, "We made it clear in the 2+4 negotiations that we would not expand NATO beyond the Elbe. We can therefore not offer NATO membership to Poland and the others." The British, French, and Americans also rejected NATO membership for the Eastern Europeans. U.S. Representative Raymond Seitz said, "We have made it clear to the Soviet Union in 2+4 talks and elsewhere that we will not take advantage of the withdrawal of Soviet troops from Eastern Europe." 2 years later, the Americans corrected their politics, which is an interesting translation that's coming from this auto-translation, but actually probably says more than it even knows.
Even he laughs.
Anyway, it's an interesting report because, as I say, Der Spiegel just unearthed this document, and there you go, guys. It proves, and Russia's been saying this for a long time, but, well, it's just Russia. You're not going to take their word for it. Well, here it is in black and white in this document. Yeah, we promised no expansion beyond the Elbe. But actually, this is not news. The National Security Archive has had an entire study panel on declassified documents proving, quote, assurances against NATO expansion to Soviet leaders from Baker, Bush, Genscher, Kohl, Gates, Mitterrand, Thatcher, Hurd, made...
Wait, sorry. Before I let it go on, you have to remember that, the last empire of the statue is mentioned to be of iron and clay. They're doing sneaky stuff behind each other's back, but they're actually a part of each other. You gotta understand that it's one empire to a certain degree, and they're fighting against each other in fightings, and that's the beautiful part. And this is what we have been talking about for, started with the elder apostles on down. They've been talking about it for more than 40 years now. We just been talking about it since what? We here in Holland, for example, 2011. Since 2011, we've been talking about it. But we knew about it since 2007, you know. But yeah, going on. We here in Holland, by the way. The Great Millstone, Holland.
And Werner, 4 years ago, they were having these discussions. I remember seeing it at the time about declassified documents at that time, already proving that this was a demonstrable promise that had been made, a real, actual, documentable, certifiable promise that had been made at that time to Gorbachev and the others in the Russian government. No, we're not expanding east. We're not expanding east. So this isn't news, which really does beg the question of why would a German newspaper be publishing this not exactly new news at this precise moment, just a few days ago, just in the middle of this crisis developing. I wonder why Germany might be interested in this story.
You gotta understand, they do everything according to what benefits them. You're dealing with Edomites here, man. Hasn't history taught our people anything? Well, no. They're stupid.
The crisis in Ukraine is not about Ukraine, it's about Germany. RonPaulInstitute.org has the article, which begins with an interesting quote, James. The primordial interest of the United States, over which for centuries we have fought wars, the First, the Second, the Cold Wars.
You see? The primordial interest of the United States, over which for centuries we have fought wars. The First World War, the Second World War, and the Cold Wars, and about to go up in World War III, right? All for what? Their primordial, whatever, interest, basically their primary interest. It's all about them and their interests.
It's been the relationship between Germany and Russia, because united there, they're the only force that could threaten us, and to make sure that that doesn't happen.
So they don't want Germany and Russia to come together. And what are they going to do? Well, check this out.
George Friedman, the CEO of essentially corporate intelligence outlet Stratfor, talking to the Chicago Council on Foreign Affairs. Mike Whitney writes, "The Ukrainian crisis has nothing to do with Ukraine. It's about Germany, and in particular, a pipeline that connects Germany to Russia called Nord Stream 2. James, it sounds like it was some sort of new VPN they were pushing on people. Again, the language is easily confusing to people. Washington.
The Germans, sorry, not the Germans, the Romans, they used to say all roads lead to Rome. Well, because of their extracurricular bullshit too. But the point is that in ancient Rome, they used to use the waterways also, not just land only, the waterways actually to transport their goods in order to be very prosperous in transport and import and stuff like that, you know? And guess what? They're doing it again. Nothing new under the sun. So now they're using the water, because if they went to land, you know, it would be a lot of, you know, trouble and stuff like that. But the water is, it's just straight up safer than land. But anyway, let me go on.
Washington sees the Nord Stream 2 pipeline as a threat to its primacy in Europe and has tried to sabotage the project at every turn. Even so, Nord Stream is pushed ahead and is now fully operational and ready to go. Once German regulators provide the final certification, the gas deliveries will begin. German homeowners and businesses get a reliable source of clean and inexpensive energy, while Russia will see a significant boost to their gas revenues. Win-win for both. The U.S. foreign policy establishment is not happy about these developments. They don't want Germany to become more dependent on Russian gas, because commerce builds trust, and trust leads to the expansion of trade. As relations grow warmer, more trade barriers lifted, regulations eased, travel and tourism increase, and a new security architecture evolves. In a world where Germany and Russia are friends and trading partners, there's no need for U.S. military bases, no need for expensive U.S.-made weapons and missile systems, and certainly no need for NATO. There's also no need to transact energy deals in the U.S. dollar. Transactions between business partners can be conducted in their own currencies. This is why the Biden administration opposes Nord Stream. It's not just a pipeline. It's a window into the future. Warmer relations between Germany and Russia signal an end to the unipolar world order the U.S. has overseen for the last 75 years. This is why Washington is determined to do everything it can to sabotage Nord Stream and keep Germany within its orbit.
The Most High said that the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. He turneth it whatsoever he willeth. So he will put that animosity within that devil's mind in America, like, fuck him. This is beautiful. This is what the Lord is doing. He's gearing up the nations to fight against each other. That's beautiful. Going on.
It's a matter of survival. That's where Ukraine comes into the picture. Ukraine is Washington's weapon of choice for torpedoing Nord Stream and putting a wedge between Germany and Russia. Washington needs to create the perception that Russia poses a security threat to Europe. They need to show that evil Putin is a bloodthirsty aggressor with a hair-trigger temper who can't be trusted. And to that end, the compliant media have obviously been given their assignment of reiterating again, over and over again, Russia's planning to invade the Ukraine. They've amassed a bajillion troops along the border, threatening to plunge all of Europe into another bloody war. Meanwhile, I guess everybody's...
U.S. experts warns France and Germany will throw the Americans under the bus. This is exactly the scriptures where it says that they will... Brazil, huh? I saw this fucking Caesar bullshit out of the corner of my eye. I didn't even see it the whole time when I was actually watching this video. Sorry. Had to stop and look at the goddamn devil. Anyway, the symbol of Satan in Brazil. So you know who runs Brazil. You know that it's not Israelites. Far from it. And even if they were, they would still use this symbol because they're stupid. So this is the scripture where it says they will burn the whore. I'm going to read that in Revelation 17 after this. But this is scriptural. These shall all hate the whore and burn her with fire. That whore is America, and these is talking about NATO, EU, and these other allies of America, along with Russia. They're going to burn that whore. These people, the India, China, South Africa, Edomites, by the way. It doesn't say North Africa, West Africa. It doesn't say anything, because South Africa is basically a whole region ran by Edomites.
Like we're all in prison, James. Everybody's going to have to choose up sides. U.S. expert warned, I guess everybody's troops along the border threatening to plunge all of Europe into another bloody war. Meanwhile, I guess everybody's... Like we're all in prison, James. Everybody's going to have to choose up sides. U.S. expert warns France and Germany will throw the Americans under the bus. U.S. President Joe Biden said after his meeting with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, because they're trying, of course, to get the approval on this, that he will end the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline from Russia to Europe if Moscow sent troops to Ukraine. Quote, if Russia invades, there will no longer be a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it, Biden said during a joint press conference with Scholz. When pressed, of course, for more details on just how exactly the U.S. can achieve this, Biden could only mutter, I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
So there you have it. So now, going back over here, I'll leave that link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Putin signs decree recognizing Donbass, or Donbass. The separatists requested the recognition amid a spike in ceasefire violations in eastern Ukraine. On Monday, Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a decree to formally recognize the independence of the two breakaway republics in eastern Ukraine's Donbass region, which is here and, of course, here. Here you have Ukraine, and here's Donbass, or Donbass, I don't care how you pronounce it, man. No, it says here that known as Donetsk and whatever, man, People's Republic. The decree reads, I deem it necessary to make a decision that should have been made a long time ago to immediately recognize these people. Earlier, the Kremlin said Putin informed the leaders of Germany and France of his plans. The Russian president said that he plans to sign a corresponding decree in the near future, the Kremlin said. According to the Kremlin, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz and French President Emmanuel Macron expressed disappointment over the plan but also express their readiness to continue contacts. Right, these separatists don't control all the territory they claim in the Donbass and have been asking Russia for military assistance. It's not clear at this point if the recognition means Russia is going to intervene. Yeah, let me see. Let me get the meat. I kind of already got it actually. Yeah, Putin said no. Wait. The DPR and LPR first declared independence from Kiev after the US backed coup in 2014. You see, that's the fun part. They already been having their little filthy paws over there, you know. Not long after the coup, the separatists asked to join the Russian Federation, but Putin said no. Fuck out of here. Anyway, let me go on, man. Now it shows here, Putin deploys troops to Donbass republics as peacekeepers. Okay, cool cat. It's a little short article, but you can read it for yourself if you have the time. Germany suspends Nord Stream 2 pipeline after Putin orders troops to Donbass. So they stopped that. And what happened after that? Let me see. This happened after that. Medvedev, the EU will soon pay double for gas. That's what happened after that. It's all about that money. They're trying to get rich. Psalm 73. They have more than heart's desire, but still they want more. Russia can build military bases in Donbass on the new treaty. I'm going to leave this link in the description box as well. If you have the time to, It says here, Biden sees halt to Nord Stream 2. Russia invades Ukraine. If you're Russia invades Ukraine. We already know that they did it, and we already know that they stopped it. But I'm going to leave the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Yeah, there's a little video attached to it. And, I don't want to do that. Biden says Nord Stream 2 won't go forward if Russia invades Ukraine, but German Chancellor demurs. Yeah, this was in February, and we all know it did happen, so they stopped it. Statement by President Biden on Nord Stream 2. Okay, he said it here. It's a little short article. And of course, we already know that this happened, so now we got to pay more because, their actions. But Europeans will have to pay 2,000 euros, which is $2,200,000. Sorry, $2,200, right? $2,200, yeah. Per dozen cubic meters of natural gas. Former Russia president and current deputy chairman of the Security Council, Dmitry Destin, tweeted on Tuesday. The warning comes after Germany ordered a halt to Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline certification. There you have it. It's all a game. But anyway, let me finish it up. Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Right, they're going to make their own tongue fall upon themselves. And the information is going to come out. And everyone, all the Confederacy, all the friends of Esau is going to see it. And they're going to flee away because they're going to be like, God damn, these people are treacherous as shit. But now they don't really see it yet because the media is doing a great job not giving you the full story. Especially about this. The neo-Nazis in Ukraine and stuff like that. I just showed you the video. What they have on their military gear. Not just in secret, no, on their military gear and on their flag too. As you can see it here. They have so many symbols to show you niggas that they hate you. But what do y'all have? Y'all got symbols to show each other that y'all hate each other, that y'all gonna murder each other on sight. It's on us. I'm dumping on sight, nigga. Pull up. Y'all know, once the Heavenly Father unleashes these Edomites upon y'all, man, no mercy. Now it says here, Obadiah chapter 1 verse 7, all the men of thy confederacy. Confederacy means that they're all together. The confederacy. Wait, let me get the word. Let me get the definition of the word. A league or alliance. That's the definition. Loose from all the things associated, attached to it. Not associated, I mean attached to it. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, meaning wartime. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Okay, I don't understand why y'all so hateful against me. I'm the great Edomite from America. I'm an American. I'm an American. Listen to me. Why are y'all so hateful against me? This is one of the reasons. Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they did not deal treacherously with thee, broken all the treaties within the Edomite nations against themselves. Right? When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. Revelation chapter 17, verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. NATO, EU. These shall make war with the Lamb, and they will. They will make war with Yahushua. You see, the kings of this shows you that the kings of this planet Earth, they're gonna fight Yahushua. So, and who are the kings of this planet Earth? The Caucasian people. They're the ones making the moves. They're the ones have the saying. So, they're gonna fight the Lamb. This shows you like they're not the same people. The leaders of this world are all against Yahushua, right? And the Lamb shall overcome them. He gonna beat you to smithereens, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings. All you kings that are talking shit, wait till the real king come down, the King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. These are the 144,000 which are called and are chosen and are faithful in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Many are called, but few are chosen, right? And they have the faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai until the end. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples, and multitudes, and nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. If you read this normally, you might think it's talking about cannibalism and stuff like that. Well, it's not. For Yahweh had put in their hearts to fulfill his will. Right. So when they're going to burn the whore and eat her flesh, it's the will of the Father. Because I just told you that Proverbs 21, where it says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Was it Proverbs 21? Yeah, the king's heart at 21:1, Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. For Yahweh had put in their heart, because the kings of the heavenly, wait, let me say it. The heart of the kings, the Heavenly Father has them in his hand. He can snap his finger and they do what he wants, right? For Yahweh had put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast. Because the Most High said, like, yeah, do it. Until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. Then he will make them turn against them, and they will deal treacherously with the one that had dealt treacherously with them. All the men of their the confederacy, they will deal treacherously with Esau. All of them. Even Esau will fight Esau. Verse 18, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city, that whore, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Is America, Babylon the Great, also known spiritually as Sodom and Gomorrah. Because if you go to America, right, and when was Netherlands was in 2001. The Netherlands became the first country in the world to legalize same-sex marriages in 2001. Right. And then when was it in America? (2003), right? But if you look at the speed and wherewith compared to America, compared to here is only recently, I'm not kidding you, man, it's only recently you start seeing like actual freaks on the street. You could see maybe one a week or something. Actual fucking freaks, like a demon, but not as horrible as in America, man. That's like, hey, that's a total, damn, that's crazy. So it says here, book of Revelation 11 and 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is America, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, because our people were bondage there, in bondage there, where also our Lord was crucified. The Lord was not crucified in Sodom nor Egypt. This is talking about how they X'd out the Lord by making him into a cave monkey, like Caesar Borgia. And they also crucify him because they want nothing to do with the Lord. They hate him. They love Caesar Borgia, but they hate the Lord, Yahweh Shai. They want nothing to do. That's why they have all these feast days, unholy days, and all these unholy things that they do against the Lord and against the Lord, his people, which are the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos. Now it says here, 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8. For we can do nothing against the truth but for the truth. So we know that these people are doing satanic things behind the scene, but you can't do nothing against the truth but for the truth. You can only help it. You cannot destroy it. You can hide it as it was hidden, but the Heavenly Father will pop it up again. You know, all that they have labored for. Job. I was thinking, where was it again? Job chapter 20, verse 18. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall his restitution be. So the more you have, the more you're going to give. And he shall not rejoice therein. Right? Or you can read the rest for yourself. We're going back to over here. Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? A lot of people got a problem with what we're doing concerning this truth. We show you who the devil is, but we become your enemy because we tell you the truth. And it's hurtful because you have a lot of black females now they're being treated like shit, but you have a lot of these motherfuckers. Ain't nothing wrong with this, unless you a sellout. I don't see a sellout. What I see, well, I don't know you because I see the picture. But if I see that you are, you bowing down to Caesar Borgia, you're not acknowledging who the enemy is and all that type of shit, then you a sellout. You know what I'm saying? But this, it don't matter what the fuck is going on. You gonna get what you gonna get. You know what I'm saying? We know what's up. Once that time comes, you got to understand you are property of your father, and therefore you are property of the men of Jacob, right? And once that time comes, we're going to avenge our ancestors, talking about, hey, wait a minute, she giving a Jacob descendant body to an Edomite? Somebody going to die. It's a song, but I can't say the song, but it's a dope song. Everybody gonna die tonight. You know what I'm saying? But once that time comes, we gonna get you. Have your fun now, player. Or play it. Have your fun now. Once that time comes, pawn box. You see? Pawn box. That's what's up. That's how we get our revenge. You know? Just like how the Heavenly Father revenged himself upon us. Once that time comes, he's gonna allow us to get that revenge. Jeremiah 16:16, hunters. I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? Once that time comes, Micah 7:10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? Huh? Where's your God at? Huh? Huh? Because what you have a lot of sodomites. They come in front of the men of the Lord, or they come actually in front of Christians. I see them more, you know, in front of them Christians. Then they do them tongue kissing and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't even like it when heterosexual people stand in front of me and do the tongue kiss. I want to bust your fucking face in. I don't know. It's just it don't feel good. It don't feel good. It's demonic. Hey, get a room or something like that, man. Go do your shit where nobody can see you. Fucking beasts. Dogs have sex in front of people. Beasts. They could just whip it out right there and have sex right in front of you. You know, mate, whatever you want to call it. Because they're shameless. They're beasts. You know, but people, you shouldn't do that shit in front of me, man. And if you do, cool cat, you offended me. Cool cat. Yeah, I'll rent this out. You're going to pay for that. Offenses must come anyway, so yeah. But woe unto them, the man by whom the offense came. Mine eyes shall behold her. What shall happen to her then? Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. You already know what trodden down is. Stepped on. What's mire? This is a wait. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 11. The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? And what will his presence be? He will be in the midst of his men. So once you get trodden down like the mire of the street, then you know it's the Lord that did that. Here, mire means mud. Look at Esau. Having a ball, just chilling, laying, taking a dirt nap. You know what I'm saying? Mire mud. Esau in his habitat. Right. So, hey, yeah, man, there you have it, man. You know? Yeah, wait. Right, man. All you have to do is type in mud festivals, you know what I'm saying? So then you're going to see the people in their true natural habitat, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up. And these are the people that rule over you. And if you want to support Ukraine as a nigga, because you are a bitch ass nigga if you do that shit. Let me see. You know what I'm saying? And you should know what the hell you're doing. You should know what the hell you're doing when you want to back these people are talking about. It's horrible. What's happening in Ukraine? What's happening? Oh, I'm so sorry for these people. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry for these people. I feel sympathy. I feel so sympathy. German TV shows Nazi symbol on helmets of Ukraine soldiers. I ain't hearing this in the actual real media. You know what I'm saying? When U.S. House saw Ukraine's neo-Nazism, what did they do? Nothing. What? Are they going to boycott them now? No, they need them. They need them. But if you happen to sell like a swastika, or you just spray a swastika somewhere here, anywhere, man, they're going to boycott you, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we at the last leg of the Roman Empire. This is beautiful because they're fighting among each other. They're lying openly, and everybody that sees them is fleeing away from them. Not right now, 100% of them, but a lot of them are actually kind of taking a step back like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Well, what are you doing? But they're moving on because they got them billions and trillions of dollars, and they're just moving on because it's billions of dollars that's backing these people up. You think they're going to leave? They ain't going to leave, man. It's a lot of money. You know? when you ain't got that type of money, then they could just boycott you and you be crying on national television talking about, I'm sorry I did that, I apologize sincerely and stuff like that, you know? So with that, I'm going to say shalom, and remember thy enemy. Never trust thine enemy. Don't let them trick you, fool you, and bend you over. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.